For a period of 24 weeks, there was a daily average of 241 men working on the Wichita Airport project, engaged in leveling some of the landing areas, laying sidewalks, putting up fences, landscaping, and improving the parking spaces around the administration building. A hard-surfaced taxiway was built leading from the landing field to the loading platform. 2 of the leading national airlines use this airport as one of their principal stops. Airports where it was apparent that landing facilities would not be otherwise constructed, and to put the already available landing fields in a safe condition so as to be of value to the federal government, were matters of prime importance in the selection of airport sites. Work relief projects were the means of building 11 new airports and improving as many already existing landing fields. These new and improved fields are now attracting commercial and transient planes, as well as encouraging the use of private-owned ships by making available storage space and landing facilities. Transient ships using the fields have increased in number by as much as 200% at one airport. On the strength of the development of the Fairfax Airport in Kansas City, Kansas, that field was chosen by the United States Navy for the location of a reserve training base. At Coffeyville, a complete new airport was constructed through the combined efforts and funds of the local and state governments on the work relief program. A full quarter section of land is available for landing area, and on this have been built 2 hard-surfaced runways. It is interesting to note that enough natural rock was quarried on the airport site to furnish all the needed crushed rock for the runways, as well as enough building stone for the complete hangar, which was dressed and laid entirely by work relief labor. In addition to the construction of farm and garden ponds, more than 50 municipalities were assisted in maintaining or increasing their water supply under the Water Conservation Program. In at least 2 of these instances, water had not been available even for fire protection. In Allen County, the city of LaHarpe made profitable use of the services of 72 men for a period of 17 weeks in digging up and relaying the pipe of the old water system where the original source of supply had failed. This project provided for the taking up and relaying of 9,200 feet of 8-inch cast iron pipe to the west of the city so as to connect with the 8-inch distribution system of the city of Iola. This same project covered the construction of a booster station in LaHarpe. This new system now assures the city of an unfailing supply of pure water for all purposes. Wichita carried out an extensive program of improvement to her city streets. Old car rails that had become obsolete through the advent of motor buses were removed and replaced with asphalt so as to present an unbroken surface in the pavement from curb to curb. This created a decided civic improvement as the spaces between the car rails had become rough and unsightly. The work was done at no additional cost to the property owners along these thoroughfares. In addition to improvements of this kind, 36 city blocks were paved. Ditting Bridge, a new structure which spans the Little Arkansas River at Wichita, was the last of the 5 bridges built, under a program started several years ago to replace all bridges considered unsafe or inadequate to handle heavy traffic. This bridge, built of reinforced concrete, was constructed entirely by work relief clients. An important flood control project, which also served in other ways, was begun under CWA on 3 Mile Creek in order to clean the channel and construct a retaining wall on each bank to prevent further soil erosion during heavy rains. Having become a depository of rubbish and trash, the creek was unable to drain properly, leaving stagnant pools of water after a rain, which were ideal places for breeding mosquitoes and other unsanitary conditions. The work performed by work relief clients transformed the creek into a channel where floodwaters would be unrestricted in carrying away their share of the drainage from the adjacent neighborhoods. In much the same manner and for the same reasons was Jersey Creek in Kansas City, Wyandotte County, transformed from an unsightly nuisance into a useful public utility. In order to provide as much work as possible, hand labor was used to clean the channel and to rip-rap the banks of the creek in order to prevent erosion and to keep the channel clear so that there be no restriction to the flow of floodwaters. Started as a CWA project, the work was later carried on under the County Work Relief Program and, during a period of 39 weeks, furnished almost 27,000 man days of labor to a weekly average of well over 600 men. Near Tecumseh, just a few miles east of Topeka, this project for the construction of a railroad overpass bridge was sponsored by Shawnee County. This is one of the outstanding efforts to eliminate highly dangerous grade crossings undertaken during the state and county work relief program. The old grade crossing at this place was particularly hazardous and had been the scene of a number of fatal accidents. Shawnee County sponsored bridge projects that provided work for 69 weeks to 106 relief clients. The men on this project, when these scenes were made, were working on a volunteer basis. KERC projects had been closed the 5th of September 1935, yet these workers carried on for some time, being more content to work and finish their projects than to receive money in idleness. This spirit was prevalent throughout Kansas. Relief clients, as volunteer workers, carried out assigned duties in some cases until the beginning of 1936. The building and improvement of farm-to-market roads was carried out to the constructing of bridges and culverts of metal, wood, natural stone, and concrete wherever necessary. In all cases, substantial, lasting structures were the result.